Hey, what's up guys, Captain Jack here, and we're back with some more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 and a bottle of beer. I've not played any since the last video, just in case you were wondering. I haven't had to, because the last video I recorded was about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, I haven't turned it off. I'm trying to get as much recording done in one go as I can. So this is the new story job, and I'm going to stick to the story jobs while they're working. I'm going to keep doing them because they do give extra XP and money. I bought this car from the dealer. It wasn't the cheapest, but supposedly it was a good deal. It looks nice. The only problem is the gears that are very difficult to change, and sometimes something bangs on the left side and on the right also. Oh, stop doing that. That doesn't sound good. Check the general condition and repair what's needed, but the dealer ensures me everything is nearly new. Well, of course he does. He's a dealer. Dealers always say it's new. It's brand new. It's covered by the guarantee. It's fine. It hasn't gone round the clock 2 times already. You bought it from a dealer, you're going to definitely get some trouble. No offence to any dealers that might be watching or listening. It's just the way it goes down, specifically in this country anyway. I don't know about in other countries. So what have we got? Gears, difficult to change. That's different, okay. And sometimes something bangs on both left and right. That could be like track rod ends. Tie rods, things like that, you know. Wishbone's not sitting in the right place because it's buckled or bent. Could even be a CV boot or something like that. More likely to be something like a CV boot that needs replacing. Of course, this game doesn't go as detailed as CV boots, CV joints, which is a shame, really. So that's a lot of parts. Actually, you know what? Let's figure out what that knocking is, because it could be a number of things. Let's take it down to the test track, and then we'll chuck it on the path test. Difficult gears. Maybe just the gearbox is on its way out. Could be a clutch issue. Wow, slow start. Takes ages to get through the lower RPMs. Oh well. That is not nice. Clunky much. To be fair, it'd probably be better if I wasn't steering with mouse and keyboard. Oh wow. I'm getting air. Jeez. Come on, come on, come on. Speed, speed, speed. Or not. 260 on the clock. Wow. I'm guessing that's, yeah, it's K. I was going to say, there's no way this thing's doing 260 miles an hour. Not unless you've got a straight that's about 50 miles long. I do so hate loading screens. Right, so what have we got? Oh wow, yeah, we've got quite a lot of stuff. Clutch release bearing, yeah, so there we go, there's that. Your gearbox. Pressure plate. So yeah, basically the entire clutch assembly and gearbox. We've got most of the front end as well. Springs are fine, funnily. Wheel hub bearings, sway bars. Tie rods need replacing, as per usual. Always the tie rods on everything I've ever done in this game so far. It's tie rods. No, I didn't want that. I wanted move car, and I wanted test path, and I wanted to go in the test path. I hope that it continues working properly. How long does it take to start a car? Up to the front. Hold the brake. Hold the door. 49.42. Ooh, 36.61. There's going to be a lot of parts to replace on this one. Nice interior. 49.42. Guessing this will be 36.61 again. And I was right. So we've got rubber bushings, brakes, slower suspension arms, rubber bushings, rear suspension arms. So yeah, there's quite a lot broken. Let's get you back to the lifter. This is going to be a hell of a lot of work. Right, let's get you up on the lifter. Okay, can't do it yet. So, lots of stuff down the back, lots of stuff down the front, and nothing in between. It's front wheel drive. For some reason I thought it was 4-wheel drive. I don't know why. Maybe because of that that Mayan I did. But let's get it right up. So let's get on with this one then. Wheels off. All of them, I think. And every part behind them as well. I'm guessing 61 is going to be like the minimum on this one. Anything under 61, like that, which is 11, is going to be an issue. That one, wow, even the drive shaft. Oh wow, that's bad. Look at, there's quite a lot of damage on this one. Well, I wouldn't call it damage. I guess wear is the correct term, because it's not that it's damaged, it's that it's worn. Yellow, 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 and yellow. Well, as Coldplay say, it was all yellow. Do excuse my bad jokes, I'm so sorry. We didn't actually find all the issues either. There's a few things not discovered, which will probably be like rubber bushings that are inside of parts. Oh, look how super fast that is now. That's so much quicker, I love it. I love it. That knuckle cover, that does look quite bad. Yeah, I would say that that's probably going to need replacing, to be honest. There's the gearbox, that definitely needs to come out. That's got to come off. I'm going to take the hub off because I want to get to that knuckle cover and have a look at it. 9, yep, and I'm going to take the knuckle as well. That's 11, yep. Okay, that gearbox obviously needs to come out. Other side looks, the knuckle stuff looks not too bad. I wish it kind of had a like a tick saying removed and then the X for fixed. Just so you know you've taken off the part that it wanted you to take off. And if you put it back on, it goes back to red. But if you put a replacement part back on, then you get the green fixed. So there's nothing on front sway bars or anything like that. We've got any tie rogues, knuckle covers. Yeah, I think we think that's it, like. It'll just be the gearbox, but yes, okay, we need to do the starter motor from the engine bay, which we'll come to in a minute, I guess. Let's get you off. Will still take a while. These nuts are not in the right place, or bolts even. I've literally just noticed that. Okay, so that's fine. Knuckles all fine there. Rear sway bar's fine. Oh, rear sway bar end link is fine. That looks like it might not be. But it can be hard to tell with some of these. Because this is technically a different part. 61, okay, no, that was fine. So a lot of rubber bushings came up, and it could be any one of these. Let's... Okay, so 2 rubber bushings on this side need doing. We're alright with the rest. No, that. Let's quickly just chuck that back in. I don't want things that don't need replacing. Wrist spring's fine, and wrist spring cap is fine. 61 around all around. Okay, so I think that's all from that side. I think this side's going to be a lot more. Oh, come on. Why is that still so slow? Right, let's get the calipers off. No, I did not click over there. Oh, you know what? You are so annoying, game. Pads. Disc. Knuckle again. Why does that not come off? What's it showing me? Oh, okay. I wasn't clicking on the right bit, apparently. The individual pixel that I needed me to click on wasn't the right one. No, I didn't click. Look, because you can see through this in a couple of places, you end up looking at that back bit, but look, when I'm on it now, you can't see through it at all. But a second ago, I could see right through it as I clicked. That is irritating. All of this has got to come off. I need that knuckle. Because this rubber bushing. And this rubber bushing too. Which was actually broken anyway. That shock can come out because that looks trashed. That can come off. That has to come off. That comes off. Oh, yeah, I need to get the sway bar on the other side. You can take me to a sway bar. Right, come on. There we go. Let's quickly go back into examination mode. Nothing that side. There's literally nothing left on the other side. So that's that done. Let's quickly drop it down and grab that starter motor. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to repair most of this. So new parts that go on, or repair parts, have got to be 100%. Well, actually, this is repair with the minimal parts condition. So I guess new parts obviously going to be new, but anytime I repair, the repair has to be 100. Right, that makes more sense. Okay, let's see. Was everything found now? There's one thing there, and 2 things there. Could be gearbox things. I don't know. We'll have a look see in a second. Just take all this off for now. Really? How is that not the part I want to take off? Okay. Wow, that was all wrecked. Anything else left in red? Over this side of the car. Over that side of the car, there is literally nothing I can see. Which means if there's anything left, it's going to be things that haven't been done. Oh, there's a turbo. Nice. Didn't see that. So let's have a quick look at the list now. So we have 2 things down the bottom. What are they going to be, do you think? Knocking on the left, knocking on the right. And gearbox. Done the gearbox. So it's going to be something to do with the knocking. Might be apart from... No, because they're not even that bad. Besides, they show up. It can't be anything that I've like already tested in one of the testing bays. So it's going to have to be something engine or something exhaust. Could even be radiator actually. It usually is the radiator. No, don't do that. Oh, okay, I'll do that from up top. I'm reckoning it's going to be radiator. They like to throw that in sometimes just for a bit of fun, just to sort of throw you off the scent. 14 and 20, yep. Told ya. All done. All parts found. Let's see what we can repair then. Literally, we can repair a rear suspension upper arm that doesn't even need it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Which means everything has to be bought. I'm going to skip this part because it's long-winded and you know what I'm going to do. And we're all done buying things. So, time to start putting things back together. And I need to remember where it all goes. So first off, let's chuck that radiator in. I want to be in assembly mode. That with that, and yes. No, yes, thank you. Okay, let's chuck this thing back up. Reet. Let's get the gearbox back together actually. And then we can work on the suspension parts. Mustn't forget to put the starter motor back in. Gearbox. Look at all these shiny new parts. Beautiful, aren't they? I can't wait till we get to the stage where we can start to actually, you know, buy like a completely rubbish old car and fully strip it out and then rebuild it from scratch. Love doing that. What else do I want? I want... Let's put the knuckle back together. Start getting suspension-y type parts back in. And then I want to have that hub bearing. Set the disc on. Let's get drive shaft on. And yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll put the wheel back on because we forgot that. Like that and that. There we go. And that. Oh no, tie rods. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get the Rimagim back on. Looks like the bolts are actually going back into the right place. Okay, that's that side done. Just hoping I haven't forgotten anything or left anything out. That would be particularly annoying. And I have done that in the past as well. Just been so in the zone that I've completely forgotten one part and I've had to take it all back apart again. It can be irritating, especially when that part is like something deep in the engine and you've got to take the whole engine apart just to get that one part. Oh, that can be so irritating. Funny though. Not at the time, but when you think about it afterwards, it can be funny. Okay, that's all of that stuff. Let's check the back out. And the back's completely destroyed. We took it right apart. Let's get you on, you on. You back in. Let's get you back in. And let's put the shock back on. The rear upper arm. Need some bushings for that too. There we go. Hub housing back on. And I'm really hoping I haven't missed anything here. We'll get the lower arm for the rear. Let's get that bushing back in. Spring cap. Spring and shock cap. Let's get the sway bar back on. I want to take it to a sway bar. Okay, I think that's the entire assembly. Let's get that on. Let's get the hub bearing in. Hub cap in. Pads on. Caliper. Get a beer. And wheelie. Yep, bolts going back in the correct places. Guess that was just a random little bug. So I need to put the bushing back in. Rubber bushing. And sway bar. End link. I think everything's constructed on this side. That is a rusty pad. Let's get this done. And wheel on. These are going back in the correct place too. Beautiful. Love it when a plan comes together. And that should be everything except for... Okay, brake pads, small rubber bushing, rubber bushing, rubber bushing. One of these sets of pads I didn't like and I didn't replace. Let's have a quick look. I also didn't like the rubber bushings. Okay, so this is where when you put a new thing back on, it needs to have new rubber bushings to go with it. So I need to replace all the rubber bushings that I've removed, even ones that are like yellow. It's weird trying to figure this out because sometimes you think you've got it figured out and it seems to work one way, and then it actually doesn't work that way. So I imagine that these have to be new too, because these were the small ones, I think. And these are two normal ones. Where did the small ones go then? See, this is what I meant about having to take things back off. So I think in future, when it comes to things like rubber bushings, just replace them all. Because now that instead of it being rubber bushings are separates, now that they actually class them as a thing together, I think it's just worth replacing them all. Okay, so that's all that had rubber bushings on it. I didn't take anything like that off this side. Off this side even. Excuse me. No. So then it will be front ones. When I put these two in, did they get new ones? No, they didn't. I'm just going to replace them all just to save any kind of confusion. Okay, so what else did it say it didn't like? Rubber bushings and brake pads. One of the lots of brake pads. Could have been any of them really. Which ones got new brake pads and which ones didn't? Actually, let's quickly go to. Okay, you can see there's new pads in there. see there's new pads in there. Definitely new pads in there. Which means these ones. By those things, didn't get new pads. Okay, so it has to be new pads too. It's very strange the way this one they've worked it out. It's definitely different from 15 in that respect of what you can put back on the car that is acceptable. Even if it's within the acceptable percentages, they still don't class it as being acceptable in terms of being put back on. So we're just going to replace everything. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rubber bushings and 1, 2 small. So 6 rubber bushings and 2 small. Let's go with bushing. 6. Oh, too many and 2 small. And then we want pads. We'll just get rid of everything. If they're not yellow, then they're not. If they're not green, they're not acceptable, I guess. I guess maybe because they were on the list. Again, it's that thing where it's put it on the list even though it is at 61% or above. But because it's on the list, it needs replacing. Which is so annoying because if it should only go on the list if it's below the 61% line that all the parts on this car are acceptable at. I don't know if that's a bug, glitch or issue, or if that's just they've done this one different and maybe didn't quite do it right. I don't know. It's definitely different from 15 and 14, and it's definitely makes less sense than I'd like. But I guess that's life sometimes. There's not really a great deal I can do about it, unfortunately. I just realised something. There's 2 bushings in the ends there. No, they're fine. Let's rebuild this side of the car. And then the other side. That's the one I wanted. So you've got new pads now. Okay with the caliper piston, aren't you though? Right, did I take anything off the inside? I don't need that. It's going to be all new from now on. I just need to remember to always only use new bushings. So that would be fully new. That one will be fully new. Come on, there we go. Put you back on. Put you back on. And put you back on. So if it goes in a part that needs to be 100%, it also has to be 100%. Which means it's worth making sure the bushings are just always 100%. Whether they're going back into a part or whether they go into a bit alone. It's just easier. Less faff and less fuss. So that's all those bits back on. That's still on. I think that is everything. Just need to put the starter on. Let's have a look. See. Yep. That's all green. I could actually finish the job now, but I do need to put that starter back on. I'm sure the owner won't like me very much if I don't give them back their starter motor. Right, there we go. That was a bit of a long job, longer than it really needed to be, I think. But I'm figuring out how this works. Oh look, 7 grand. Wow. There's loads of money now. I could go and actually buy a car from the auction shop. If the auction shop works. Oh dear. Well, that was slightly odd. When I finished the job and it went black screen to remove the car, which usually only does for a second or so, it stayed on black screen. And then it wouldn't come back. I think I managed to save it. I mean, I've still got the cash and the XP and stuff that it gave me, so I'm pretty sure I managed to save it. And then before I exited, and yeah, it seemed to be fine. Oh look, another new job. Isn't that awesome? But that was quite a long one, so I think I'm going to leave it there for that episode. Let's just quickly check to see any more XP points. Oh, we do. Unlock upgrade. We want... I definitely want to start getting these meters. I'm thinking electronic first. That's going to help me out quite a lot. So we're getting there. I mean, once we've got this, that should be enough to unlock some more. What's that? Don't really care too much about that. But what's this one? Part installed and removed. That could be handy. Oh yeah, so I'd like to get that one done. Then maybe go for that one. Maybe that one as well. And then that should hopefully unlock this. And then we can expand again. Expand your garage. Adds another lifter, a warehouse. Oh, that means I can store the old parts instead of having to sell them. And another parking spot to your garage. I don't really use the garage, to be honest. I suppose I should. When I see a job that looks like it might be quite interesting, and it's going to run out soon, I could take the job, park the car in the garage, work on a couple, and then come back to it. But anyway, that's enough waffling from me. That is all for this episode. I will be back with this and hopefully other games soon, and doing some more stuffs. We're coming along really nicely now. We're really getting there. We're not, as I showed you, not that far from getting another part of the garage, and it's all coming together really nicely. So I hope you're enjoying. I definitely am. I'm having great fun playing this game, even through all the little bugs and issues and trying to work out how the game works. We're having good fun. And thank you very much all for watching. Take care, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.